Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining how we're making £10,000 per month by February 12th, 2026. Now, if you haven't watched my last video already, which was I'll be making £10,000 per month by February 2026, I highly recommend you go watch that video first, or you can just watch this one and go watch it afterwards. Either way, I think watching them together will make the experience 10 times better. Now, I'm very, very grateful for the feedback I got from the last video, and one of the main pieces of feedback which I got, which helped me, motivated me even more to make this video as well, was there was a brother from Ethiopia, and from watching the last video, he basically said that just seeing me put this challenge out there made him want to do his own challenge. And I posted this on my IG story. I actually didn't even add it into this video. And when I saw that he basically is starting from such a different starting point than the majority of people who could be watching this, it just made me look at it and say that even the times when I feel like I'm slacking off or I can't be bothered, is that my challenges and my goals don't just benefit me, it benefits other people. Like the fact that even in my mind, I have that faith and belief that I'll be able to achieve £10,000 per month. And I made that video and he watched that video and he said he now wants to achieve the set goal that he set for himself. Just that alone is enough for me to say I'm actually doing something good with myself, because I'm able to motivate other people to want to strive towards doing other things. And all of these things add up. I'll say that's a cookie, and I'll explain what that means later on down the line in today's video. But yeah, I'm very grateful for the support for the last video. So no more time waste, let's get straight into today's video. I just want to go through and just explain exactly how I truly believe that I'll be able to make £10,000 per month. And to start things off, with no better way to start, is that Christ is the foundation. Christ is the firm foundation for my life. You're looking at a Christian man right now, and there's a scripture that came to my mind right now, and it's a scripture that I've been leading with a lot, and it's Matthew 5:16, and it says, let your light shine so bright that men see your works and glorify your heavenly Father. And I don't know what version that is. It might be NLT, NIV, NKJV, or KJV, one of them four. But for me, it's always been about achieving and doing certain things and giving all the glory back to Christ, because ultimately, I want the whole world to be Christians, man. I want Christ to reign above all. And I want to put that as the first thing in this video, because in the last video I actually forgot I made it the last thing in the video. But the Bible says the first shall be last and last shall be first. So I put this at the beginning, that Christ is the firm foundation for me, that he is the reason that I will be able to achieve this goal. And as proof to that, I'm even going through and I'm doing 3 days of prayer and fasting with my friend dedicated to this goal. And that is today, tomorrow, and Sunday. So today is Friday the 26th. And because of that, I truly believe that it is by prayer and by fasting and seeking a deeper relationship with Christ that it will save me from doing things that I shouldn't do, and give me that discernment to be able to say, this is what I should do, this is what I shouldn't do. And staying on track and staying on the right path is what will put me on track to be achieving what I want to achieve and make me take the route that I should take to get to where I want to get to, rather than going this way, and this way. Just having Christ and be able to hear God's voice will save me from so much time waste and so much stress that could be easily avoided. And this season is for seeking alignment with God's will, wisdom, and discipline before execution. So even one of the main things as well is I don't want to start making £10,000 per month and not know what to do with it, and not know how to control myself as somebody making that money. If I start making £10,000 per month, well, let's throw it back a bit. Pause. To when I was 19, when I was making around, when I last made £10,000 in 1 month, I made 19 in about 3 months, but there was 1 month when we were killing it. And I'll show that later on inside of the video. Not the exact time, because I actually didn't get a screenshot of it, but we were killing it when we were drop shipping. But when we had that money, me and my friends splashed that money on some dumb things. I bought a PS5. I would say that's a dumb purchase for myself, because I knew that I'm addicted to gaming. I love gaming. Even right now, the game that I play the most is chess. The only thing why the chess is not as bad is because people look at chess and say it's sophisticated. I say it's still an addiction. I love the game. Like even today, I was playing for like the past, I think I played for like 3 hours today. And of course, it's not terrible, but still, that's a lot of time spent towards playing a game. Got myself up to 1700 elo, so if you play chess, shout me out there, man, come on. But still, I know for a fact I'm addicted to gaming. It helps me with business, it helps me with other aspects of life, but that's my addiction. So me going out there in the heat of my entrepreneurship journey, when I was making the most money I've made in my life, and I decided to go buy a PS5, even worse than that, I bought FIFA, which is the #1 game that I was addicted to. with adult money, oh, it was terrible. Because I ended up spending around 2,500 on my PS5 and FIFA points, all and the game FIFA itself in that time period, in the month of November. 2,500. And when I sat back and looked at it and said, what do I have to show from it? Make it worse, it was from that period when the business started declining, when I started to start losing money, and I saw that my revenue was starting to decrease. And I was like, what am I even doing? But it was so deep in that I didn't even start to realize what was happening until all the money started disappearing. That period when was it? 2024 was like, it was such a like a fever dream. It didn't feel so real because we was making so much money, but we just didn't even care. Like when people talk about that money is like an amplifier, it doesn't really change who you are. It amplifies who you are. Because I had that lack of discipline, because I had that, I didn't know what to do with the money. I didn't really look out like what was the exact goals that I wanted to achieve. Of course, I said I wanted to have money, but it's more than just the money. It's about the person who has the money. It's about that's what I wanted to that I need to achieve. And by seeking after God and wanting to build an even deeper relationship with God, I think this, not even I think, I know for a fact, this route now, I will still make mistakes. And I will go through and talk about my motto, because I'm not afraid of mistakes, but I will make mistakes. But it's the fact that those mistakes that I will make, by the grace of God, won't be as drastic as the mistakes that I made around that time period. And even if it is, I look at it and say, no matter what, every single loss or every single mistake is a learning experience. So you either win or you learn. Now, the scripture I want to touch upon, which I was reading about 2-3 weeks ago, was Acts 6:2-4. And it reads, the 12 summoned the multitude of the disciples and said, it is not desirable that we should leave the word of God and serve tables. Therefore, brethren, seek out from among you 7 men of good reputation, full of the Holy Spirit and wisdom, who may appoint over this business, and we will give ourselves continually to prayer and to the ministry of the word. Now, the reason why I gave this scripture is because when I was reading it, I was like, this is literally biblical delegation. And I looked at it and I was like, there's a lot of things that I do, and I do it not because I need to, but I do it because I want to. And I say that is a lot of time being wasted. And you can see I'll most likely touch upon the points down the line. The apostles delegated the task to the 7 wise men so they could focus on prayer and the ministry of the word. And that is what I'm trying to bring into my own life. On focusing on what truly moves the mission forward, outsource or automate the rest. And that's why I've said I no longer cook. Now, I'll give a shout out to Simi Eats. So that's what I'm currently using right now as my meal prep company. But the funniest thing is that I started purchasing from a meal prep company. Then Alex Hormozy made a video, his most recent video. And he's like, watch this video. Well, it's probably long gone now because it was a time ago. But I highly recommend, go watch the video. And it was like, this 20-minute video will save you 20 years of your life. Something like that. And what he went through and spoke about was ways that you can outsource certain tasks or upgrade certain things in your life to make you gain time back. And literally that was the week after, he made that video the week after I started purchasing from this meal prep company. Because I've said the amount of time that it was taking me to meal prep was, the opportunity cost was way more higher than if I would just pay for another meal prep company to do the meal prepping for me. Because I looked at it and said, okay, cool. I'm going to pay £70 to £90 a week towards purchasing from a meal prep company. I get different meals. They don't taste crazy. They don't taste like black cooking. They don't taste like my own cooking. Well, at least my own cooking when it's good. But it's enough for me to be able to eat it and I'm happy with it. Or I can pay roughly the same amount for me to buy the meal prep or buy the ingredients. Yeah, and that's me. All I have to order online, or I'll go into Sainsbury's. But I would never, I'd almost never go in it because it's not on route. It's on my route, but I'd rather just go from the gym and go home rather than go from the gym, go Sainsbury's, buy the shopping, carry it, bring it home, leave it in the freezer, then cook it the next day or something like that. I can't be bothered. But my routine before was order the shopping. I have to be awake and be ready at the time when the shopping's coming. I have to pack the shopping, put the shopping away, wait until later on down the line or sometime in the day to meal prep that cooking. Cooking took me about 3 to 4 hours. Then after that, I have to come back and package it and then make things worse. Sometimes the food might expire early. But even worse than that, I'm eating the same thing every single day. And sometimes because I'll be rushing the cooking, it wouldn't taste good. And even worse than that, I would meal prep all of this and I would still go buy a meal deal from Sainsbury's. Because for me, I love a meal deal. And the main thing as well is the fact that I would be at home before I leave to go to the gym and I won't be hungry. I would go to the gym because I'll go on my walk, grab my book, read on the journey there. I'll get to the gym and I'll be hungry. And I'll be like, oh, let me not eat. Let me just wait till I get home. But I'm like, no, I'm hungry. And I don't want to train on an empty belly because it'll ruin the workout. So I just be like, bun this, let me go get a meal deal. And every single time, after spending all that time towards cooking, I would still go get a meal deal. So I said, enough is enough. Rather than me doing this, I'm just going to outsource this, not worry about this in the slightest, and just get the meal prep from a meal prep company. Now, I highly recommend you just attempt and try this. See it for a week. See how you like it. I've been on this for like the past 4 weeks now, or 3 weeks, and I enjoy it so far. If Simon Eats, like I'm trying them right now. I'll leave the link for my referral code. If you want to try them, it helps me get 30% off. You get 30% off. If you don't, it's all each to their own. But even then, I'm trying them for now. And next, if I don't enjoy Simon Eats, or I'm like, I just want to try somewhere else, there's also Thrive. Because I have an Amex right now, or even right now, I have an Amex Gold card. I have an offer to try Simon Eats and then try Thrive, and I get £10 cash back when I spend X amount on it. So I'm going to try both of them and see which one I prefer. Thrive looks like the meals are better, but I started with Simon Eats, so we'll see. But I'll most likely try them before the offer goes, which is October the 31st. So yeah, I've outsourced cooking. Can't be bothered. It's a lot of time spent towards a low return. Even when I was cooking, I wasn't tracking what I was making. I'll just put anything and just munch it up. So I'm very, very happy with this. And I think, why am I speaking about this towards getting to the goal of £10,000 per month? It's small things like this where I've started to, even for example, I've improved my sleep because I bought these, 2 years ago or last year, sleeping buds or earbuds. And it has improved my sleeping quality so much. Like, just putting these in, of course, like it starts to, a funny thing, I Moses spoke about this as well. It hurts to put them in sometimes. However, well, at least in the beginning phase, it hurts to put them in. But after a while, you get so used to it and the quality of your sleep increases like crazy. Like, I have a cat and she's literally sitting behind this. She meows like crazy. It's the point where I can't sleep with my door open or sleep with my door shut because she'll scratch from the outside for her to come inside. And I haven't slept with my door shut for like the past 2 years. So if she starts zooming at like 3 a.m., I'll wake up and hear that. But now, because I have these, I plugged in my ear, I can't hear nothing. Even if it's like late in the night, mom called me to do something, I'm sleeping, I can't hear nothing. And the thing about me, I feel guilty if I hear something and I pretend I didn't hear it. I'd rather just put this in my ear and not actually hear it. So all those things have increased. So I highly recommend. Do whatever you can to increase the amount of time you have and outsource the things that you don't really need to do. Like, by the grace of God, my family have a cleaner. She comes every Sunday. It helps out because cleaning is something that I enjoy to do. Like, every single day I wake up and clean. But the issue is, it takes a lot of time. Now, I've stopped really focusing on that because I'm like, I've outsourced the cooking, so I don't really have to go in the kitchen to cook anymore. Another thing which I'd even put in here, I bought cereal from Eat Cereal, or so, something like that. Cereal, something like that. If you're from the UK, you just search up SURREAL. It's high protein cereal. It is 10 out of 10, especially the chocolate hazelnut one, 10 out of 10. Because for me, I would love eating cereal. I always ate cereal. But the issue is, when you eat cereal, because they jam it with so much carbs and sugar, it used to make me crash. Now, because I have this from this company, it's high in protein, low in carbs, low in sugar. So I do not crash. And I get full, and then I can just go straight back to work. So I've got to the point now where eating and cooking for me have been systemized. And that's one thing you'll see as a trend in my channels. I want to systemize everything. Because if you systemize everything, it's just like everything can just compound, and you can manage all of it. Now, next point. I was rambling on about that for a second. My story and the proof that I can do hard things. So, as I was speaking about my motto, with enough time and enough mistakes, I can master anything I put my mind towards. And this is something that I downloaded this, I don't even know how long ago, but this has been in my mind for so long that with enough time and enough mistakes, I can master anything I put my mind towards. And I truly, truly believe that. And there's even a story I want to talk about right now. So about 3 weeks ago, I think it was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, most likely 3 weeks ago, me and my friend went to the courts to get some dunk attempts in. Now, this is after I finished the GE90, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I can dunk now. And I dunked a couple times during the GE90, but I was like, nah, I'm going to be able to dunk. So me and him go there, we play some games together, and then we're like, okay, cool, let's get some dunk attempts. We keep trying, we miss everything. We're like, something's wrong. So he's like, bro, this rim is above 10 feet. And I'm like, it probably is, you know. So we pull out our phones, we get the tape measure on Apple, and we search it up. We're like, damn, this rim is 10.3. Now, you will look at that and say that's not a lot. But that is 0.3 inches more higher than regulations. That is, it's not a lot, but it's more than what it should be. So psychologically, we look at that and we say, oh, my days is a little bit taller. So instantly, the moral has been defeated. But I'm like, no, I've done to this rim a couple times. So I'm going to stay here until I do this. Now, I'm pretty sure I told the story on TikTok. We keep getting dunk attempts. We're missing everything. It's around like 2:30. I'm like, if I don't dunk this before 3:30, I'm gay. I keep going. It hits 3 p.m. I'm like, bro, what is happening? So we rest for a bit. We keep going. Try dunk. Nothing. Keep going. Try dunk. Nothing. Keep going. Try dunk. Nothing. It gets to about 3:30. I still ain't hit it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I get up about another 2-3 attempts. And I see my friends like, bro, this rim is 10.3. Let's just leave it. We'll come back another day. Or we'll go to a 9'11" rim and try there. And I'm like, nah, I've done this. You know what? Give me 3 more attempts. I will dunk within these 3 attempts. He's like, cool. But he goes and he starts getting changed. And he basically stopped watching now. So I get the first attempt. I self alley-oop, throw it up there. Miss. I'm like, oh. Second attempt. I self alley-oop again. But I'm pretty sure this one I self alley-oop, but I threw it and it bounced. And I caught it. And I was just about to put it in, but I missed. But I was like, nah. I jumped high. I was like, no. The next one is going in. And I get into the zone. I'm starting to get into the zone. I look around. I'm like, I see my boys not even looking. I'm like, yo, no. Yo, this is the one. This is going to go in. So he's looking. My other boy's looking. Some other guys around the court are looking. And obviously, they've watched me go for like the past, basically 2 hours of failed attempts. I get into the zone. Got the ball in my hand. I run up. Jump. Boom. I got down. Hey! Scream my head off. And I'm like, I did it. And the main thing is, after basically 100 attempts plus of me failing, I was stood there like, I don't care if I failed 100 times. It's gonna go in. I'm not leaving this location until it goes in. And it's that in me that drives the confidence and drives the belief in myself that with enough time and enough mistakes, I can master anything I put my mind towards. Now, I'm not saying I've mastered dunking, but if you have conviction like that no matter how many attempts it takes that you will do it, you can do anything. Like, I look at it and say, I can do literally anything. You give me enough time, I can do anything. Because I will stay there. I will be that person who, like, I used to struggle to read. And I said, I'm going to sit here until I read. Like, Gogan speaks about this so much. I was struggling to read. Like, I used to hate reading out in class. I used to hate reading in secondary school. Literally, until I started at GE90, I said, nah, I'm going to become a reader. And now I look at, bro, I'm a reader. Like, I read so much. Today I read around 30 pages of how to win friends and influence people. And I look at these things in my life, I'm like, no, I will stay here until I become amazing at this thing. With chess, I didn't wake up one day as a chess prodigy. I didn't wake up good. I used to get smoked by my older brother, by one of my friends in school. And now look at me, 1700 ELO. Like, I could probably destroy a lot of people at chess. And it's all by me saying, nah, with enough time and enough mistakes, I can master anything I put my mind towards. So yeah, it's that belief in myself that has enabled me to just be like, you know what, no matter what, I can do anything I put my mind towards. And as I spoke about, Goggins speaks about this thing, and he calls it the cookie jar. And I just want to go through and show him all of my cookies. Well, not even all of them, just a couple of them. And essentially what the cookie jar is, a lot of us go through life, and we do certain things, and we achieve certain things. And when we come to reach another hard point in our life, we're like, oh, I can't do this, it's impossible, it's too hard, I'm not someone who can do this. And we forget what we've done in the past. Like, every single time I start to try and do something, I'm like, bro, you've done something like this, or you've done something harder. You've done things that were hard for you. Like, if I show you, this was my first ever 5K. And to this day, I'm pretty sure this is still my best ever 5K, where I ran in 26 minutes. Okay, no, it's not my best. I think I did one in 22 minutes. But still, my first ever 5K, ran out there, did 26. And that day, as I wrote here, my foot was jacked up, but I said, and I was tired as well, and I said, but this is exactly how I learn more about myself. That's how I view hard things in life. I'm like, I'm going to go out there and do these things. Like, I don't even look at running as running anymore. It's like, no, this is a lesson. I'm going to go learn about myself. A couple of days ago, I was running, and I ran a 3.9 in about 20 minutes, which was terrible. But the main reason why was because I took a route that I've never taken before, and it was late. And bro, it took me through some dark forest alleyway. I didn't know where I was. I just went on Strava. They took me somewhere I've never been before. But when I got to that point, I was bare confused. I said, you know what, yeah, Bundes, let's just keep going. But the first 3K, I've never ran that fast before in my life. I ran so fast in that run. I wish I actually put this in there, but I didn't. But the whole point is, I'm doing things. I'm doing things that I'm like, you probably, this would never even come to your mind. You've never even done anything close to this. Like, this was my first time properly, well, I've done runs before, but I've never actually tracked a run like that. I just went out there and just ran. 140 kg bench press. That day when I hit this, I was trying to do this from about 2-3 years ago. And I was failing this, I was failing this, I was failing this. I said, you know what, yeah, no, today I'm going to come through. We're getting this done. Hit 140 kg. And when you achieve a goal that you've been striving towards for so long, it does something to your mind. It does something to your self-belief. And the other thing was Luxroy levers. So this is when I used to be doing Etsy dropshipping. This was in 2024. And this was the first day in my life where I ever made 300, well, this was 200 to 300 pound revenue. I have a screenshot of this on my phone. It was my first ever day making 300 pound plus in one day. After some time with Etsy, it became a norm. And this is what I was talking about the days when I was making around 10 grand per month. If I was to do this, like, let me even get my calculator, 310 or 315 times 30. Yeah, roughly, yeah. And there's days when you made like 400 or 500 pounds. So we were killing it. We were killing it with Etsy. But I've seen a lot of money. That's the whole point. I've made a lot of money. Now, this is revenue, obviously. So when you take away how much money I had to take towards fulfillment, we had around like 50 to like 70. I think we had like 60 to 70% profit margins. Sometimes we would kill it and have like 80%. But the whole point is, it's moments like this where you achieve a goal when you're like, bro, no, I can actually do this. Like, this was the beginning of the store, 36 sales. The store got up to around, how many sales did it get up to? Oh, it got up to so many sales, I can't even remember. I think we got up to like 800 before we got banned. We got up to loads of sales. So we were hard killing it. But it's these moments like this, it's these cookie jar moments when I'm like, let me go back and look at the cookies that I've actually done. Like, the minute I'm making the video, I can remember, bro, you've actually done some things in your life. You've achieved some things. Like, in the grand scheme of the macro world, of course, it's nothing crazy. Like, I haven't solved global world hunger. But it's these small little wins for myself that I'm like, eventually I could. Eventually I can get to the point where I'm making so much money that I can help the world solve world hunger. Now, of course, it's way more harder than that. But just having that belief that I eventually feel like I could is more than enough for me to say, I'd rather get myself close to the goal than never attack the goal at all. So I built multiple businesses from £0. Like, I've had no money, and this cost me. I had no money when I was making this. I was basically some broke waiter, but I started this business. I've increased strength and PRs. I've through consistency and patience. Like, I've hit this. I've done muscle ups. I've done handstand push ups. I've done so many hard things. I've gone on runs. Like, I've overcome setbacks and periods of doubt without quitting. Like, when my stores got banned, I had no money. I just put all my faith in God. That is not easy to do. Of course, like, there's a scripture that me and my friend were using for the prayer point today. I think it was Psalm something and something. But his whole point was, David said, be still and know that I am, God said, be still and know that I am God. I think it was in Psalms. And that's so much easier said than done. But there was a time in my life when I had nothing, and all I could do was be still and have faith in God. Like, I showed that in the last video, when after all my stores got burnt, I had no money, and just said, you know what, you're at this point where you just gotta have faith in God, because there is nothing else you can do. And the whole point is, this journey isn't about talent. Like, I don't look at it and say I'm a talented person. The only skill that I have is problem solving. And I've recognized that from the fact that I always grew up and I was good at maths. I've seen that problem solving skill come into chess. And I've seen that problem solving skill just be in my life. The fact that the way that my outlook on the world, the way that I attack problems, the way that I look at certain situations is all just a problem solving mindset. Outside of that, I have no talent. All it is faith that I can do certain things. I give myself enough time to be able to do that thing. I embrace mistakes, because the only way to win is through failure, and I persevere. That is literally it. That is who I am. I am these 4 characteristics. Okay, maybe I can't. I'm not time, but you get what I mean. I adopt all of this, mash it into one thing, and I am that person. And that's the energy that I'm going to be bringing into this 10K per month goal. It's the fact that I know that I've done these certain things, I've achieved this before. Now it's just me becoming that man to be able to retain this and actually build this this thing. So the stakes. Currently, I make roughly £1,600 per month, and that's from my salary from working with RCM Beauty Parlour. And Clinic Flow has allowed me to be able to get to that stand, and the target is £10,000 per month for February the 12th, 2026. And the drivers will be Clinic Flow's retainers. So the whole plan is to obviously scale my agency, which is Clinic Flow, and also increase my salary for RCM Beauty Parlour. Now, the offer and the close, which is Clinic Flow, will be we are the first ever self-growing patient ecosystem. And our social proof will be RCM Beauty Parlour because that is the business that I work the most hands-on with. And of course, when we start to work with more clients, we'll be able to have more social proof. But that will be our main social proof, the fact that we've taken it from making north of 4 figures to now making 5 figures consistently every single month. And it is like low 5 figures, but that's still a lot of money. We want to get to the point where we're making 6 figures a month, and that comes through by the things that we want to be launching and introducing down the line. Now, also, my other fitness goals, which I spoke about in the last video, if I don't hit 150 kg bench, squat 170, and deadlift 240, whilst being able to dunk consistently, I will run a marathon on my birthday. And the way that I believe I'll be able to get this, of course, I've shown you I can bench 150, 140 already. But this was before I actually got into an injury. But last time I squatted heavy was 150 squat, which was January 2023. And last time I deadlifted heavy, well, now I do deadlifts for my training, which you'll see over here. Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? No, it's not Tuesday. It's Friday, which you can't see on here, which is over here. Friday deadlifts over here. So that day I did 160 kg for 4 reps. So my fitness goals, those will be the things that I'll most likely hit. Maybe I spoke about this in the last video. My fitness goals aren't like I'm trying to get some crazy goals. Like this is, if I wanted crazy fitness goals, I would have set out 180 kg bench press, squat 220, deadlift 300. I would have put that there. But that's not my main driver right now. I'm more focused on getting the income because if I'm making 10k per month, I can get a personal trainer. I can pay for higher quality food to the point where I'm able to start hitting those insane numbers in the gym. And I could probably pay for like a better sleeping mattress, improve my sleeping quality, get all those micro little wins to the point where I can actually just hit all these other bigger goals. But for the meantime, it's just me focusing on trying to hit a goal so that it's just more cookies, I'll be real. It's more cookies to add to the jar. And I don't want to just forget about fitness. I don't want to just make the next 6 months only about money and I start slacking and leaving the gym because I want to be an all-rounder. I want to be rich, shredded, faithful, everything. So my current training routine, Monday is upper. It's basically, how do I explain it? It's basically, my foundation is the Arnold split, so chest and back, shoulders and arms, legs. But I've basically added my own little twist to it. So heavy, upper heavy, it's basically chest and back with a mixture of shoulders and arms inside of it. Let me just show you the workout. Yeah. So upper body strength plus hypertrophy. So the primary compounds, flat bench, all these sorts of things. You can screenshot if you want to. I'm not going to come through and speak everything because there's no point. Then if you actually want this, I can send you the link, or you can just message me on Instagram. I'll send the link to this sheet. Then you can print it off and make your own version of it, or you can make a copy, make your own version and print it off. I used to give this out in my school community when I used to have my school community, but this just helps me because when I go to the gym, I like to take my journal with me because it helps if I have any ideas come to my mind and I can just put this down. I can write in the journal alongside I can write this, and I'd rather go on this than go on my phone. Because I had to put my phone on the grayscale. I spoke about this in the last. My phone's not currently on it because it's actually 10. So I'm about to be going to bed after this video. But yeah, I like to put it on there. So I prefer to have the sheet to be written down. And additionally, I'm going to be having 160 to 180 grams of protein. Just having that, I'm pretty sure it is 2.25 pounds per kg body weight is the ideal amount of grams of protein you want to be getting in a day. So I'm trying to hit that goal, 2,000 plus calories. That's with Simmer Eats, if I get a meal deal, and then additionally the cereal. 7 to 8 hours of sleep, very crucial. That's why I want to go sleep after this, get 7 to 8, because I'm going to wake up at around like 5:45 for prayer and fasting as well. Yeah, so the risk and reality. So obviously, I don't believe you can just wake up one day and start making 10K per month. Of course not. It's going to take a lot more planning and a lot more focus towards that. And of course, for me to hit my fitness goals, it's going to take a lot more time towards that. So for Clinic Flow, the whole plan is to be tightening our offer and our ICP. We're going to push hard on lead gen and then just continue to track the metrics. For RCM Beauty Parlor, launch a membership and launch online products. So I can't wait for Shopify. I'm going to get myself back into that field because I can't wait to start seeing that and hearing that cha-ching, cha-ching in my ear. And we're going to build a bigger team so that we can, me and my mum, who's obviously the owner of RCM Beauty Parlor, can actually focus on other high return on high ROI things, and also plan for the next steps, which will be franchising, all these other sorts of things, and building her own personal brand. And then fatigue and injury, so I don't get injured and destroyed. For example, this week I'm taking a deload week. I started the week with injuring my bicep in the gym, so I said, you know what, I'm already going to be praying on fasting for this week, so I'm just going to take this whole entire week off and just go strong next week, Monday. I'm going to be prioritizing sleep, so now, yeah, sleep is very, very important to me. I created a weekly a weekly schedule, so I basically know, I'll just flip the camera and show it to you guys over here. So you can't actually see that properly because it's flipped, but it's basically having a routine of what I'm going to be doing on the exact days and the exact time, just so I have a schedule so I know that every single day I've got X, Y, and Z to do. I think I've messed up. Is it back? Oh, yes, it's back. Perfect. Just so I know what I need to be doing on certain days and certain times. So let's say, for example, because what I used to do a lot. Hold on. So what I used to do before, which would mess up my sleep and stuff like that, I would go to bed watching anime, but now I have set days when I can chill and actually watch anime on those days. So I enjoy watching anime. I spoke about this on the channel. So rather than me going to bed watching it and destroying my sleep quality, I've said to myself that I have set days when I can watch it, and that's Thursday and Sunday, because those days I don't go to the gym. So that 2 to 3 hours of gym can be pushed into rest. So rather than me watching anime at like 9 or most likely like 11, I can just be like, you know what, yeah, no, just go to bed. You can watch it from about 6 p.m. on Thursday and Sunday, which helps a lot. And then, yeah, replace long runs with dunk and hit training. So rather than me going to, because obviously I'm trying to train twice a day on Wednesday and Saturday, because those are my upper body days, apart from Monday. I want to go on runs on those days. Those days I'll also use to try and get dunk attempts in, because of course I need to get dunk attempts in to be able to dunk consistently. But also I want to long runs, sometimes it mashes up your knees. Dunking, of course, hurts your knees even more, but it's helping me towards my goal. Long runs is more just to go out there and run and learn about myself. And I'm learning a lot when I try to dunk as well. So, yeah. To end the video, to finalize the video, I just want to talk about the mission and the mindset. And this is exactly what I'm taking into this challenge and just adopting into my life. So, this goal isn't about chasing a number, it's about becoming a man capable of building it. So 10K per month isn't just 10K per month. There's a certain person that I need to be to make that money. And if I don't become that person, I won't make that money. And I made that money before, but I wasn't the type of person to be able to retain the money at that point in time. And I want to become the man who is capable of retaining that money and consistently make that money and make way more money from there. Because 10K per month isn't the goal. I will be moving the goalpost. It is just something I want to achieve then to have even more achievements down the line. So 10K per month is just a milestone. The real goal is mastery of discipline, systems, faith, and execution. So that every single time I see a goal, every single time I want to achieve something, I'll have faith that I can achieve it. I'll create a system to be able to get it. I'll have the discipline to work towards it, and I will execute to get it. Every system I've built, every rep in the gym, every cell I close, it's all a part of the same mission: to steward my gifts, multiply what God has given me, what God's given me, and build something that outlives me. Ultimately, I just want to become like a staple. Like the way that, like one thing I always looked at when growing up was when I looked at Andrew Tate and I was like, this guy, he's going through and said he's this religion, this religion, this religion. If there was a man of the same influence as Tate who came through and said, I achieved this because Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, what will that do for the Christian community? Because every single time I see somebody convert to Christianity, my heart just races. I'm like, we've got another person. And I look at it and say, if I'm able to get to the point where I've got this, 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 and I'm able to say I've got this because of Christ, and I know a lot of humans like to look at the materialistic things, which is fine. but they look at the materialistic things, they look at the person and be like, how have you done this? And that person comes to you and says, it's by Jesus Christ. That does something. Now, if you go to 10 people and they all say the same thing, that really does something. You see? And if you go to a person of insane influence and they say it's Jesus Christ, that really does something. And I want to be that person who continues to push that forward. Now, I'm not in a rush because time and mistakes are allies, not enemies. And the thing I want to be closing on is the fact that I've been in this journey from 13 years old. And it's a double-edged sword because I feel no fear of failure, but this also causes a lack of urgency. But either way, success is inevitable. And I've said this because I was preaching about this hard on my main channel, about the earlier you start, the better. Because my true belief is the fact that in any endeavor in life, if you start early, we can all understand this. Like, let's say, for example, we start running, like there's a race. It's the main reason why a false start is so flagged. Because if me and you are running a 100-meter sprint and I get 2 more seconds because I've been able to start earlier than you did, I'm most likely going to win the race if we're both at the same speed. And that's how I look at life. Life is a thing of the earlier you start, like we all have the exact same time. But if you're 40 years old and I'm 20 years old, if me and you do the exact same output, I am most likely going to achieve more than you will because you will die before I die. And that's just real. It's realistic. It's life. So if you're 13 watching this, start. I don't care what you start. Start something, bro. Do anything. Go to the gym. Do something. Do something. Start something. Because by the time you get to my age, like 13 was 8 years ago for me. 8 years is a lot of time. It is a lot of time. Because we only have 8 years in our life. If you live an average life. If you didn't catch it for the maths, it's 80 years. We all roughly live 80 years. So you get 10, 8, 80. So the whole point is, because I was able to start from such a young age, for me, success is inevitable. Because I've been able to achieve all of what I have achieved up to the age of 21 now, that there is no way I see myself not being able to achieve these certain things or achieve anything by the age of 40. That's just how I look at it. As I said, the only issue with it is the fact that I don't have a lack of urgency, it causes a lack of urgency. I don't feel that feel of urgency that, I'm never going to make it. I don't have that thought in my mind at all. I know for a fact I will make it. Now it's just being able to stay on the right tracks until I do and do the thing necessary to achieve it. But I'd rather be on this side than the side where I'm 60 and I never did anything and now I wake up finally then, but by then it's not too late, but it's going to be quite hard. You're going to have to do a lot of work. So whether this takes 5 months or 15, I know this. I will not stop until it is done. I know for a fact I will never stop grinding until I achieve what I set out to achieve. And that is just who I am. And that is exactly why I'll believe I will be making £10,000 per month by February 12th, 2026.